News, news, news. This is Dee with your daily dose of melanin tea, bringing you all of the latest news from the diaspora and beyond. Tonight we're going to be doing a special investigative report on Phoenyx Reign. Stay tuned. You're looking at the public page of Phoenyx Reign. She's posting about having money troubles on her way to the Gambia. In fact, her card was declined. It seemed to cause her quite a bit of stress, and as we will see throughout her page, money will become a running topic. On September 30th, Phoenyx Reign lets us know that she is in flight and that she has arrived in the Gambia. She starts posting videos almost immediately, letting us know what it was like for her. We see her posting videos with Kwesi Boyd, her business partner at the time, apparently, and she titles the video, I Woke Up in Africa. There's no mention of an issue, and in fact, she ramps up her advertising of her stay in the Gambia. She begins immediately hopping into nightlife and sipping margaritas and showing herself in very sensual photos, and it doesn't appear that she is in distress. It's on October 2nd that we begin to see that something may be wrong because Phoenyx begins to post about the devil. Simultaneously, she starts to pump out more and more videos about Invest Relocate Africa and even shows herself on a walking to the beach video with Kwesi Boyd. It was actually quite romantic and poetic, and she begins to talk about the ancestors and what this means to her. And so we are several days into her journey to the Gambia, and she seems to be doing well. There's no hint of a problem, at least not from what she's telling us on Facebook. She begins to post about spirits, but she never forgets to tell you to like, subscribe, and share. We can see that Phoenyx definitely is hip to the social media game. More on that later. She begins to tell us about experiences and getting her African names and how she feels so honored to be among these people. And you can tell that she's so excited to share her story with the people who follow her on Facebook. She goes on to talk about how she's so inspired, but she never forgets to tell you to like, share, and subscribe. Something different happens on this post. Enter the Bag family. This is the first time that we see them on her page, but it certainly won't be the last. Phoenyx continues posting photos of herself out and about. She's having a great time, and now we see Bag again. We're seeing less of Kwesi Boyd, no mention of Art Cathey, but we're seeing lots of talk of the Bag family. It looks like she's made new friends. Could that have caused any tension? This post caught my eye because she said that this is just phase 1. She is on a mission. But what mission was that? Was her mission the same as that of Kwesi's? Or did Phoenyx have her own intentions when she came to the Gambia? She talks about her first big goal being 1,000 subscribers, so clearly someone has hipped her to the social media game that you need 1,000 subscribers to be monetized on YouTube. Let's not forget, on October 5th, several days into her visit, she's still posting about taking walks on the beach with Kwesi and even begins to show you around her sewing machine business. She's basically saying that they are up and running and they are open for clients. She's responding to people on her Facebook, so she's not at all isolated, and she appears to be very happy from what we can tell on social media. But looks are deceiving. People are asking her to join, so she's actively recruiting. And she also is going live. She's showing us the properties that she's a part of and the neighborhoods that she's in, and she seems to be very pleased with her surroundings. In her Facebook page and her lives, there are no mentions of the issues that we later hear about in her interviews. Could Phoenyx have been keeping that from us for a reason? On this post, we find that she's halfway to her first goal of 1,000 subscribers, and she's going to start making content talking about her personal dreams and her goals for moving here. I sense that this is where things began to get a little shaky, because it seems like it's more about Phoenyx and not about the group that she came with. We begin to see on October 6th that she's a little bit agitated with YouTube. YouTube has taken down a video of hers for some reason, and she talks about the honeymoon being over as a content creator. But was there more there? She says she learns this YouTube game, and it is indeed a business. So it sounds like Phoenyx needed to make money, and she needed to make money fast. She's making cooking videos, but those aren't quite bringing in the views. So she continues to post and drum up interest on her Facebook, as many do with social media. Nothing wrong with that. She talks about being chased by baby goats and having her birthday party in the Gambia, and it appears that on October 7th, she's even planning a party. This is when things get really interesting. Her friend, Tay, arrives. And this is when her posts start to get very cryptic, and you have to almost interpret them. She begins to talk about struggles. This caught my eye. She posted about getting a bank account, which struck me as odd because not many people would go out onto YouTube in the public to talk about bank accounts and money. So I was curious as to why Phoenyx felt the need to post that. And she says she is the executive secretary of communications for Invest Relocate Africa. So it's interesting that she's telling us about the bank accounts, but yet and still we're not really seeing the full picture yet. Here, her and Shantae are making a video and taking pictures, smiling with Kwesi Boyd. They're saying Go Hard Gambia, which is his YouTube page, Invest Relocate Africa, which is his YouTube group, and they seem to be planning and happy as a clam. But there was more beneath the surface. On October 9th, she posts another cryptic message saying that she operates in truth because truth never lies. The posts keep coming about war and getting ready for war, and meanwhile, she's also talking about celebrating birthdays, and Kwesi appears to be in this photo. We see Shantae again, and this really caught my eye because we can see that now that Shantae has arrived, Phoenyx is feeling a lot more confident in her moves. Was there a plan in play from the beginning? She talks about reaching 949 subscribers. Again, it seems that building up her social media presence is a priority, and I'm assuming this would be because an income stream was needed. On October 10th, we get the first hint that there is something wrong because she says that we are better when we work together and that she's carrying a message of unity. Countdown to 1,000 subscribers on October 10th. She's posting more and more videos. She's telling people she only needs 8 more subscribers. And finally, she made it 1,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. This means that she has met at least one of the qualifications for making money on YouTube. Does anyone else find it interesting that in addition to her job as the executive secretary, social media is playing a huge part in her ability to generate income? The bags are featured more often on her videos, and she's beginning to post more and more about devils and demons, and man didn't make her. So we can definitely tell that there is something going on beneath the surface, but we don't know what just yet. She continues posting pictures on her page, showing her photos, showing herself with the bags. They're showing up a lot on her page. I wonder how Kwesi felt about that. She then posts this message that says paranoia is a thought process that causes you to have an irrational suspicion or mistrust of others. My question is, who was paranoid? Was it Art? Was it Kwesi? Or was it Phoenyx? Somebody was suspicious of something on October 13th. Now we're starting to see things unravel as Phoenyx begins to post about someone informing people about her. And she says, let's do that because I will tell all the truth. So it sounds to me like there was a falling out and someone beat Phoenyx to the punch. Not to be outdone, Phoenyx said that if you inform someone about her, she will tell the whole truth about you. She begins posting videos about the bags being the #1 bloggers, and then she makes a play. She says, if you are repatriating and need information, just ask me. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Wait a minute, isn't that Kwesi's business? Is this a situation where Phoenyx wanted to become a competitor? We see more posts on her page where she begins to say that she's at war and God is love, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of love flowing on these words. We see that she's posting photos with her friend again, and the caption was very interesting. It said, "Big girls doing big girl things." I wonder what that was. She's also saying you can send her a blessing. Hit her Cash App on October 14th, and her party is 10/22. Now, I'm no expert in human psychology, but if you are in distress during this time, as she later revealed in her interview, would you be planning a birthday party? She begins levying more serious accusations towards Kwesi, using words like crackhead and others very inflammatory allegations. And she even begins to bring God into it and says that he sent her on a mission. We see more posts of her from the smiling coast of Africa, but there's not a lot to smile about at this point. She begins to tell us more as we dig deeper into her public Facebook, but she never lets you forget that you need to like, share, and subscribe. She even says she's pushing for 1,500 subscribers and that when she gets her first notice to monetize, she's going to send someone a Cash App surprise. That's interesting. That means that she needs YouTube as an income source. Otherwise, why push so hard for the monetization? She then posts more cryptic memes about not taking advantage of people and her intentions being pure. But remember, it was only a few posts back that she was taking long walks on the beach with Kwesi and sipping margaritas and saying that she was treated like a VIP. Now we see things really coming apart because she starts to say that she's going to reveal the truth. And then 6 days ago, that's when she started saying, don't send them money. And if you need to inbox me, feel free, but don't send them money. Some people might say that she was looking to maybe take clients from Kwesi. Could that have been a reason that they fell out? She levies more accusations, saying that he is a crackhead, and she even begins to tag him, saying a hit blankhead will holler. She uses very choice language to describe him and talks about sending him to prison. She's beginning to become more aggressive in her posts, and she's even telling others that they need to ask for their money back. So now she's beginning to use the power of social media against her former business associates. Now she's saying that, oh, any property you've fraudulently acquired with our investment dollars belongs to the people. This is strange because in multiple interviews, Phoenyx Reign herself has said she actually never invested money and that Kwesi, in fact, paid for her ticket to the Gambia. So as a third party just looking from the outside with no dog in this fight, I'm just curious how someone who put up no money is an investor. She then begins to release private text messages and tells others to check their contracts. And she's beginning to really ramp up her accusations about having receipts and disgruntled investors who wanted to dissolve their accounts months ago. However, she was happy just a few days ago. Now she's directing others to ask for copies of the deeds and how Kwesi owns no land. But my question is, if you knew all of this from the beginning, why were you so happy to be associated? In between, revealing the scam, supposedly, she's also posting videos that other people have made alleging that they are scamming and that her mama is a demon slayer, and she's posting other YouTube videos. So you can see that she's gone on the offense against her former business associates. She begins to post videos about the hotel hell, but when she said, "Hey, I'm in Africa" on the video, she said she was very happy and was treated like a VIP. Could there be some sort of discrepancy here? Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty as Invest Relocate Africa begins to post that they are going to have an internal audit. Now we see her friend Shantae posting the record of Kwesi Boyd, and we see a charge for family violence. But my question is, if you knew this information before, why are you only revealing it now when you all fall out? Were you not concerned about his quote-unquote Ike Turner behavior before? In this post, she tells investors to contact her with their email address because she doesn't want anybody else to lose money. Is that right? It could be. Or could it be that she's looking to set up shop and she needs her own clients that she intends to take from Kwesi? I'm just asking the question. Now, we see in the middle of all of this, she still has time to party and get ready for her birthday, and she's having a good old time posting documents. And by the way, in this document, she says her signature is the only one present. That's interesting, because if your signature is the only one present, then that means you would be holding the bag. Could that be the basis for this fallout? Is it because someone was innocently scammed? Or is it because too many hands were in the pot at one time? We see her posting more pictures of her and her friend, Shantae. And she begins to levy more accusations that Kwesi's tax business is a fraud and that he has a pattern of putting things in other people's names. And I'm just curious, did you find all of this out in 6 days? Or is it likely that you knew a lot of this before you ever arrived in the Gambia and went with it anyway? We see her getting her gifts, and now we see the real. She posts that she has a fully equipped office to work from. So we see what this is really about to some extent, because now she has her own business up and running now that she's managed to get rid of her competitors. Or did she? We see her dancing and having a good time, and she's enjoying her birthday. And this does not look like someone who is in distress or mental anguish to me. This looks like somebody who has just effectively staged a corporate coup and is enjoying the fruits of her labor. Is that what happened? Tell me what you think in the comments below.